Hello folks, finally the road has been cleared and you can see the buildings next to my apartment. So this has become like this now and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. There's the hum of the AC in the buildings around me and I don't know how wet the cement is. Whatever said and done, I'm off again. And today I'm half an hour early, which is quite an achievement, and I'm really pleased with myself. दोस्तों ये देख रहे हो आप रोड कितना अच्छा बन गया है. The other half of the road looks like this, which hopefully they will cover by today, and my lane, voila, will become nice again. Oh, I was so fed up of all this digging, and maybe it is the election time that work has speeded up like anything, and I'm glad for it because it's going to help the people in any case. But the wires, my goodness, what do you do about the wires? Look at all this. But it's still a lot better. But I couldn't comprehend all this when I first came to Delhi. I said, wow. You know, coming from a pristine place where there's a sense of natural discipline in the people, this was a shocking moment for me. I mean, places like these, but now I'm quite comfortable, and it's still shocking at times, but I guess live and let live, accept and endure. After 6 months, and it feels quite nice. It's a little dry these days because summer has set in and all the plants have dried up. But jo bhi hai, Karam 2024 has started officially. तो ये सिलसिला आज से शुरू है और मैं क्या करने जा रहा हूँ, किन परिस्थितियों से जूझ रहा हूँ. I'm going to talk about all that during this exciting journey of Karam 2024. Could you tell me what Karam could really mean? It's an acronym. It's an acronym for something. आम कैसे चल रहा है आजकल भाव? हाँ जी? अच्छा. Can you hear the koel? Can you see it somewhere? It's somewhere on that tree. I could even hear a myna just walking past, and it's going to be wonderful. I can already forecast this morning, and the school buses are ready. Streets are empty as I like them. In the next 2 hours, by the time I finish my walk in the forest and come out on the same very street, I will show you a view of the chaos that shall endure. That shall endure. A speckle of traffic, if I may. And there's a breeze today, which I'm really liking, but it's still oppressive, even at this hour. Me, it's really hot. But I have determined that I will enjoy even this heat. Like the way we are always seeking for comfort, always seeking for, pampering or mollycoddling. I tend to do that a lot with myself, to be honest and fair, and there's no hiding behind the bushes about this. But let me tell you this, I'm realizing in just 4 days that it's better to endure, better to enjoy things as they come, Change is change. Change is inevitable, isn't it? He or she?
He.
Oh, no. So I'll really appreciate it if you can decipher the acronym of Karam. There are two ways to look at it. One is material, and the other with a deeper, more profound meaning, which you can call it spiritual. For the non-believers, it could be just an interesting project. Anyhow, तो बैक टू द फॉरेस्ट. आप देखिए कितना सुंदर नज़ारा है, और अकेले चला जा रहा हूँ, और आपको दिखाते जाऊँगा क्या क्या होता है करम 2024 में, कहाँ कहाँ जाता हूँ मैं, क्या क्या करता हूँ, क्या क्या करने वाला हूँ. वो बहुत एक्साइटिंग होगा, और बने रहिएगा मेरे साथ. ये देखिए फॉरेस्ट का नज़ारा कैसा लग रहा है आपको. बहुत दिन बाद ऐसा लग रहा है अरसे बीत गए. यहाँ पे प्लेन भी है, मैं आपको दिखाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. शायद दिखा आपको. शायद नहीं, खैर जो भी हो, बने रहिएगा. And stay tuned for what happens at Karam 2024. My voice is still a little wobbly and weak. I have come out of the house, stepped out of the house rather, after 6 months of bed rest. वो क्यों, वो भी मैं बताऊंगा आपको. बने रहिएगा. The golden ball of fire. It's 6 o'clock and the sun is already up. And it was the same yesterday. I can't understand it quite. People are going about their walk. It's crowded even in this hour. It's incredible. Well, we are the most populated country in the world now, so no wonder. I want to get away from all this and really focus on find my place of calm, my Isle of Calm. But the Isle of Calm is Daman, I think. We'll talk about that later. I've suddenly had a tremendous amount of growth in my hair after I stopped the medication, and there are still patches which I'm trying to hide as of now, but I will not shave it. I think I'll really grow it out now, and let's see where Karam 2024 takes us. Stay tuned. It's around 7:30, 7:45 actually, and I got out late. The sun is really shining and it's hot. I found a little spot where I'll do some breathing exercises. Let's see whether this could be a good spot or not. Here goes. विंग्स पूरा फैला के खड़ा है ना मोर। इतना सुंदर लग रहा है, लेकिन वो भाग जाते हैं, मानते ही नहीं। इतना सुंदर लग रहा है। मोर दिखी पर वो भाग जाती है, क्या करें दोस्तों, आप बताइए। मोर की आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही होगी आप लोग को, और कोशिश करूँगा कि ऐसे नज़ारे आपके पास लाते रहूँ। इट लुक्स स्टनिंग। समर कोर्टशिप रिचुअल चल रहा है, आई थिंक, व्हाटएवर। आपको एक और सुंदर नज़ारा दिखाता हूँ। अंग्रेज़ी में एक कहावत है that you have to cross many bridges, और मुझे लगता है ये भी एक वैसा ही पुल है, ब्रिज है। कितना क्यूट लग रहा है ना। मक्खियाँ बहुत है, और मैं तो मक्खी और मच्छर बहुत अट्रैक्ट कर लेता हूँ, पता नहीं क्यों। मेरा खून ही कुछ ऐसा होगा, मीठा टाइप या जो भी नमकीन जो उनको पसंद है। What a lovely walk. And the weather is definitely cooler today. It's been about 2 hours since I set off from home at 5:30. It's way past 7:30, so I guess I must have walked more than my share ever since I began 3 days ago. Today is day 4. Well, I've reached the Amaltas Grove. I thought there would be a profusion of yellow. Maybe it is yet to bloom, I don't know. It's too dry and arid at this moment. There's a lack of water apparently. This entire area, if you remember from last year, was supposed to have turned a brilliant hue of yellow. But I can't see that except this canopy up here, which is really lovely, as you can see. Bliss. How many of you love nature? My battery is about to go, so let me capture the last remnants of whatever I can for today. There are so many things I want to talk about, you know. So people with different conditions, I have EAD, MPD, ADHD, and a little bit of, what do you call that, where you can't count or you count backwards? I have that as well, and therefore I get a little disoriented at times, and it sorry birds. Wow, isn't that just spectacular? Lovely. So there are only 2 flowers in bloom, the eternal hardy bougainvillea, my most favorite, and the amaltas. So trying to blend in with each other, but standing out at the same time. Battery is about to run off. It was only 80% when I started off in the morning, and right now I have about 25% left, which is not a very good sign because I still have about 6,000 steps to go. Let's hope it doesn't run out on me, and just in case if I find something worthwhile to shoot and capture on my video. There's a beautiful YouTube channel called NHK Japan, and I'm really inspired by that. So Mr. Sardana, whom I met again while walking today, I'm still walking by the way. I don't know how many hours have passed, and time just flies in this beautiful forest, even though it's a bit arid and dry, but there are still spots of, you know, green. And so we were discussing this channel, and it's a channel based in Japan, and they showcase the lifestyle, the culture, the people, etc. of Japan, and it is such a understated, beautiful, it's like art in film, literally, you know. Every episode of that channel is to die for. So I told him I find it very meditative and calming. He said it touches my soul. He must be in his late 70s, early 80s, and we had this wonderful conversation, and now I'm headed home. अब मैं घर की तरफ रवाना हो रहा हूँ, तो कल फिर से मिलेंगे. अब केओस आने वाला है सडनली, बाहर जाते ही ट्रैफिक का चाचा चूचू पैं पैं पू पू वो सब शुरू हो जाएगा. But who cares, as long as this forest is alive. I call it the lungs of Delhi. It's really beautiful, and a spot of green with the right amount of, you know, how should I put it, the right amount of air, the right amount of everything basically, and it's beautiful. So I would highly recommend watching that channel because it's my favorite. I do watch an episode a day, and they've got lengthy documentaries, and it's slow set, it's beautiful, you know. They have episodes on koi fish, they have episodes on wasabi, how they grow wasabi, and their lifestyle. There's a blacksmith episode, you know, in a far-flung village somewhere in the corner of Japan somewhere. So they cover the entirety of Japan, and there are different hosts also who share their experiences of you know, living the Japanese way of life, which is so subtle and really, really classy. So until tomorrow or the next video, I'm signing off. Something which I've never seen in my life before. Just hold on. Look at this tree. Oh my God. It's been uprooted completely. This is terrible. Oh my God. It's like, this is what happens. Look at this. Trees need space, not just above the ground, but below the ground as well. You can't just stifle and strangulate the tree before it even sets root. And it was not very windy. Maybe the roots had just cracked up because of dryness, or maybe it had not spread its roots deep enough. Whatever the reason, it was not a very pleasant sight. To lose a tree means to lose life, or life nurturing, life giving, oxygen giving, you know, tree of life. It's sad. Let's come together and plant trees, even if it's one tree in our lifetimes, and not just planting it but nurturing the tree as well. Can we do that? It's part of my initiative for Karam 2024. I'm waiting.